Krav Maga is a modern method in defensive tactics used logical thinking and practical approach. Pat Fernandez will show us the basics of Krav Maga this morning.
It is important, especially for women nowadays, to learn some moves how to protect yourself when you're out in the area and you don't have guns. Well, with us this morning is Kenneth Asuncion to teach us some moves and principles of Krav Maga. Good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, so tell us, what is the basic philosophy of Krav Maga?
Well, Krav Maga is a self-defense system. Its philosophy is to protect oneself, to be able to have the ability to defend yourself. So it's actually created by the Israeli military. So it helps preserve the soldier in times of war. So the technique is very scenario-based. It's very straightforward, which makes its moves very simple and direct.
So what are the basic principles of Krav Maga? What do you have to remember?
Well, first of all, in Krav Maga, we teach you awareness, which means you have to be able to be aware of your environment, know what's happening around you, be able to notice little things, because prevention is always better. You also need to be willing to give up certain things, like assuming you can't avoid it and you got threatened. If you need to give up your wallet or your cell phone or something just to preserve your life, we encourage that because those things are replaceable.
You usually protect yourself by surprising your attacker.
Yes.
So how do you do that?
Well, we use an element of surprise, so we actually learn how to defend ourselves from normal stance. So we can be able to punch from this stance, be able to kick, be able to block. In fact, our movements are very non-confrontational. The first thing usually a Krav Maga practitioner would do is actually raise their hands and just try to calm their attacker down. But this position allows you already makes your hand accessible to the various techniques that we teach. So it already shortens the time of execution, which makes it effective. Even though you're actually giving something away, you never take your eyes away from the assailant. Okay, number one. Number two, you always have a hand up in a ready position, actually close to the, so assuming I have to give up my cell phone, when I actually give my cell phone, my other hand is still up. This is just in case that when I actually give my cell phone away and he decides to stab me with a knife that he's using to threaten me, I can still defend myself.
So what are some of the weak body parts that you can actually hit when there's an assailant?
Well, naturally the groin. Krav is known to be targeting the groin since that body part cannot defend itself. It cannot flex or anything to deflect a hit.
Okay, so this applies to men and women as
Yes.
well? Okay.
I think it's more effective on men. Women, it does have an effect. Naturally the shin.
Okay,
I think everybody has an experience walking around the house and get kicked in the furniture there, and you know how painful that is. So by targeting the shin, kicking the shin, the knee, stomping on the foot. When you stomp, you use the heel of your feet to step on the foot of the other person.
So this is particularly effective if you're wearing heels also?
Also,
Okay.
yes. And then you have the face. You can target the nose, the mouth, the eyes.
Okay, maybe call on Nico to help us create a scenario where there's an attacker. So he'll be our attacker. For instance, you have a knife. Okay, so what do you do? What do you do when someone is with a knife?
So, given the distance that's I'm close to the knife, first you want to deflect the knife towards a direction that's not threatening to you. So, you want to, we call it punch. We don't want it mistaken as a slap. You want to use the base of your hand to hit the back of his hand.
Okay.
Sorry, the base of your palm to the back of his hand. So, this way. Now, if you were to, people watching, they can actually just knock the back of their hand and feel that it actually gives a tingle. And it actually is uncomfortable. So, imagine if you actually did a punch with the base of the hand at the back. It does have an effect on the attacker. So, when you actually do this, redirect the threat, you do a kick and then you run.
Okay, so, pop, pop,
Yes,
run.
exactly.
Okay, what if the knife is in close contact with you?
If it's much closer, then some of us actually do control the knife by holding it, pushing it down, and then you punch.
Okay.
Yeah. So again, we control the wrist area, push it downward, and then punch. punch. Second hand comes in to still secure the weapon. Kick, kick. You can even go as far as doing this and then still kick and then just push him away. Well, a hostage taking has a different scenario. So a hostage taking is usually you have the knife up against your neck. Most people would wonder how to get out in this situation. So number one, the threat is the knife. You can't pull it this way because it will definitely cut you. Struggling here is too much of a risk because he's already right on your neck. So what you want to do is first to create a distance between the knife and your neck by actually punching the elbow with the other hand. When you punch, your opposite hand catches the hand with the weapon. The other hand then goes on to secure the weapon by pressing it up against your chest. This way, regardless of how big your assailant is, his arm is now competing with your whole body. Since your arm is pressing it against your body weight contributes to the control of this hand.
Okay.
Okay?
Just hold on to it.
Yes. Next, you turn inward. In. As you notice, every position, he cannot utilize his hand for anything else. So you still have full control over it. Hold. Maybe one more kick. And then just push. Then run.
Okay, thank you so much, Kenneth and Nico. Well, there you go. With just a little practice and more effort, you can protect yourself anytime, anywhere. And this today is my morning tip.